All right, everybody. Happy MLK long weekend. Um, I like this holiday because it marks the last holiday for like a few months, which I appreciate. I hate market holidays. Um, so this will be it until Good Friday, I guess. Hope so. Anyway, gotta make some content. So what I've done is I've taken my Bear pen, which you gold and platinum folks have access to at all times anyway, and I've got 50 symbols, hence the not very clever title to this series. And just going to walk through those and talk about them. I am presently in, out of those 50 positions, I have short positions in 25 items, which includes some ETFs. I think there's 22 of these 50 that I'm actually short, and I dialed back on Friday to about 20% cash. And so there you go. So let me just mention the spider here before we jump into the first 10. You can see that this support has held ever since October 13, and we've approached it again and again and again and again and haven't broken it yet. And for the love of God, I hope we can break this damn thing, because this oh my God, this market's so boring. 13 years of doing nothing but going up. But what we want to watch for is the peak that we saw on Wednesday. If we can stay beneath that peak next week, and even better, break the support, that would really set some things in motion. But we will see. 4-day trading week next week, of course. So let's start walking through these 50. And these have been alphabetical order, so there's no particular ranking or wonderfulness to them. And as with any group of 50, I'm going to like some more than others. Agilent, symbol A. Long-term support's way down here. And there we are. And I'm in this one. I'll say a couple things. You see right triangle patterns all over the place today. This is just almost ubiquitous. The positions I have on these, at this point, I'm pretty much like in May and June options. I am way the hell out there. I mean, my most aggressive, if you want to call it that, time one is March. It's got like 62 days left to it. And I have 1 out of 25 of those. So for all intents and purposes, I am in April, May, June. I don't think I'm as far out as July, but I'm being incredibly conservative when it comes to time. And they're just all simple long puts, simple directional positions. Here's Autodesk. And incidentally, one of the reasons I'm in such long dated ones is because I want to give it lots of time to make as much progress as possible toward long-term support. Because, should this break down, I want to get as much of it as I can. This isn't part of the... Well, actually, I'll get to that later, because Miski's later on. So that's a few videos from now. AGCO. Here's a cool little symmetrical triangle pattern. We're mashed right up against the vertex on that one. And you can see here, so there's been historical instances of nice big rollovers on this. In some of these, the options just plain stink. This is a great example. I'd love to be in this one, but the options, you get these spreads that are like 20% wide. Not very appealing. AIZ, I'm in this one too. Here's the price gap that we stayed beneath, and we want to, of course, see a failure of that lower level. Allstate, ALL. This could use another trend line, I think. I think so. Let's try it. That's okay. So we'll go ahead and unextend it. And there's our line limit right there. Ally, ALLY. This isn't going to add much value to it, but I'll just put this up here anyway. It actually isn't bad. So here's the trend reversal, as you can see. We stopped making all these higher highs, and now we've got a lower high on our hands. So very, very, very cool. AutoNation, AN, and we zoom in, and you can see the breakdown taking place here. In fact, I didn't notice until just now, but I see that we have slipped a little bit beneath that support, so that's cool. So that kind of completes the pattern. Energy has been a nightmare, except for Teen Revolution. I was actually relieved to see that he didn't say like it was going down, but he definitely said the big move is over. He thinks it might flop around for a little bit, so I could use some flopping. But energy's been just an absolute nightmare. So much so I'm going to cheat and lift this up a little bit like so. It's a long-term pattern after all. Give me a break. But yeah, obviously this needs to crack this support to ultimately do anything. But once again, this is an example of why my options go months out into the future, because this is the energy rally has been absolutely extraordinarily dreadful. Aptar Group. Here's a great example of something I would love to be short, but the options are horrible. Just stink up the joint. But that's the pattern. And, you could obviously just short it if you can find the shares, I guess. And the last of these group of 10 is Activision, ATVI. Long history. Go back to the early 90s on this one. And it's already lost about, at one point, almost half its value from last year. But we've been making these dramatic lower lows and lower highs on this one. So hopefully the dropping is not wrung out of that quite yet. Okay, that is the first group of 10. Video number 1 is complete.